Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Discover a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Kroger Delivery has one mission: to deliver the freshest food right to your door. That's why our drivers are pros. Our trucks are refrigerated. And when it comes to low prices, we always deliver. With $20 off your first order of $75 or more, there's no better time to get in on the action. Mission accomplished. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey y'all, I'm JJ.
Hey guys, it's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests who share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
You have one job.
Right.
You can't... Hi!
I mean, you could have kept talking. I'm just going to edit it out.
I know. I think we should actually start the podcast like that, where it's like so clear we were talking shit, and then we skirt. Hi.
We did that last week.
I know. Maybe that's how we start every... Granted, it's just the first time they would be hearing that's how we start every episode.
Yeah, because we just cut it.
Exactly. Welcome to Next Tuesday. Right? Is that what we're starting with?
Yeah.
Perfect. We didn't decide that ahead of time.
I just said I had to turn the
you're
video
right.
off. There is no Fisting Friday, so it's our only option.
And therefore it's my favorite option. And therefore it's the one I pick. Welcome to See You Next Tuesday. It is Tuesday. And technically we're actually recording this on July 5th, which means 4th of July has passed.
Thank God.
And I am a patriot. I am a proud American, and I'm ready to support my troops, aka the U.S. Women's Gymnastics team.
What time did the fireworks stop for you last night? When I say last night, I mean wee hours of the morning.
The limit does not exist, Melissa. This is the worst. This is the most fireworks I've ever heard in my life. Like this year,
yes.
Los Angeles said, we know this has been illegal for the last, 50 fucking years. We know that we set off fireworks. As soon as it hits March, fireworks are being set off every single goddamn fucking day. They said, nay, we want fireworks set off not only every day, every hour, every second. I didn't know how it could even ramp up more. We were driving, and we were like, oh yeah, we're not going to see fireworks. And again, you did your rant on fireworks before. And I said, ethically, I don't stand by fireworks. Visually, I do think they are quite pretty.
They are quite beautiful, but let's get the, I forgot what it is that they're doing. I want to say hieroglyph.
I love a hieroglyphic.
Hologram. It's not that, but they have digital ones now.
Yeah.
That look just as good.
Hologram.
I said that the second time.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I just got stuck on hieroglyphic.
But that's still not what it is.
Yeah. So I'm just going to say that. So I was like, I wonder if we're going to see any, because we hung out with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and their kids. And we're like, I wonder if we're going to see any on our drive home. When I tell you we were driving high alert, because first of all, again, it sounds like gunshots. And when I cannot stress to people who do not understand, these are so illegal in Los Angeles. Therefore, because LA is so densely populated and packed, Therefore, every firework that is being set off is not from somebody who knows what they're doing, not licensed, any of that. So it could go any fucking direction. So you're driving going like, okay, make sure. So I was seeing them literally everywhere. We pulled over and we were like getting gas at one point, and I like got out of the car and I'm like filming them, and I can see the people who are setting them off, and Mats is all like worried, and I'm going, and they're cheering, going woo, and I'm over on the other side, you're going woo, and he was like, please stop. It was crazy. It never stopped. I woke up at 5:30 and they were still going off.
My house has been shaking all week.
You have the worst of it. I heard that, I think it was Citizen or something was saying that or Reddit, you were the most fireworks were set off per capita in your like 10 block radius.
Looked out my window and I saw 4 grown men going at the intersection, putting their fireworks down and then scurrying like the little happy kids watching things go off as my house is shaking. I was so upset. They didn't stop until I laid down first of all, I did try to do yoga during this time, and I did. It was the most chaotic yoga I've ever done. They didn't start. I laid down at like 12:30 because I was trying, I've been on my strict schedule of getting in bed at 10. I knew they were going to be going, so I was like, I'll give them to 11. 11, I'm in the bed, just boom, boom, boom. And I think I finally fell asleep around 12. Every hour on the hour until 4 a.m., I was still waking up with the house shaking.
It's crazy. Night before last, someone set one off, I swear to God, 3 houses down, to the point where I almost dropped and rolled out of bed because I thought someone shot our window. Like, it was the loudest, and that one was a house shake one. So like, I can't even imagine getting that constantly. We had to like turn the TV up so loud volume wise. We could see them from our house. Like, I could just see them from people setting them off wherever. And it's just so crazy to me that it's to the point now where I don't think anyone's getting arrested for this, despite the fact that it is so illegal, because there's too many people.
There used to be signs up saying like call and report when this is happening. They're not up anymore.
No, because
they stopped posting them.
LA loves fireworks. And like we've said this before, like year round, as soon as it gets warm out, people set off fireworks every single day. And so I'm like, this was the most fireworks I've heard in my life.
This is outside of Avia's home. There is a palm tree on fire from people setting off fireworks. And I was scared because I have giant trees in my yard and they're setting them off right in front of my yard. I was so scared.
When I was seeing that it was a 10 block radius of your area where they were the most, I was like, that's so silly to me because you have all of these houses are so close together. And then on top of that, you have some of because it's a very old neighborhood. You have some of the oldest, most established, big ass fucking trees.
Yes. And they're not just palm trees that are high in the air. They catch on fire by the time it gets to the trunk, then it's gonna like stop. No, like these are big, full, fat trees.
Yeah. And trees that touch each other tree. Like it's just, and that's crazy to me that was like such a intense area for it, because I was telling Mats, like growing up, Northern California, like they're illegal in California, but like they're like super, super illegal in certain cities where they don't even let you do like small sparklers or whatever. And so LA is one of those cities, and Northern California, where I grew up, like super illegal. You can go to like sanctioned ones where people do it. So we had like
a golf course. That's great.
So I was telling him, I was like, we had like our county fair, and the county fair, they would set them off on a dock in the middle of water. And then they would like go away on a little boat, set them off. And then, so they're not nowhere near people, and any of the remnants and stuff fall into the water. And then I was saying that we went to this other one, and like, I think it was in Santa Rosa. And I was like, so it's definitely more of like a slightly sketchier, lax vibe. They were like not nearly as regulated, and those ones were cooler. But I was like, we used to be in like a dry ass field and just lay down, and they would set them off above our heads. And I was like, was that legal? Like, what was that one? Right. But we had to drive to go see fireworks versus we had no plan on seeing fireworks. I saw so many. Yes. And poor Mats has such bad like driving. He doesn't have like constant driving anxiety.
Just say that. He can't drive.
He can. He has his license.
He legally can drive, but Where's his skill level?
Well, so it's less about the skill level for me right now and more about the fact that like after our Colorado drives, he has so much anxiety. So
that's part of the skill.
Well, no, I was gonna say, so therefore any like innate sense of like like just muscle memory is instead like PTSD, he's gone to war, like triggered memory, like white knuckling it.
Right.
So anytime there's like something happening, and also we've said this before that like because I have to focus, I have to remind myself so hard, like make sure you look at the road when you drive, make sure you look at, like that's why I have to listen to a podcast, or specifically usually I have to listen to music when I drive, so I'm singing or I have to talk on the phone. I have to do something else so I pay attention to the road and I don't look out the window. And it was like it was literally a mind.
Looking out the window while you're driving.
What?
I hope you look out the window.
No, but like driving. I'm like looking where I'm going versus like looking around. But I was saying this was like the most tempting landmine, literally, of fireworks. And I'm like, Mons, keep your eyes on the road. And it's like boom, boom, boom on all sides. It was wild. Did you see at the very ironically named, kind of a little the Stadium of Fire in I think Provo, Utah, where they had a fireworks show where the Jonas Brothers performed, and they set off my least favorite kind of fireworks, which are the squiggly ones that make noise. I don't like the screamers.
They were doing a lot of those too. Those grown men running and giggling in the streets.
Nasty little boys. Let's call them what they are, little boys. And they did this in the stadium, and again, these ones, like the ones that wiggle and go off in all directions, I'm like, I don't trust those little fuckers. And apparently now, for good reason, like 6 of them went the wrong direction in the crowd, hit people in the head, hit a cheerleader, and then the cheerleader was like, oh, I guess I'll get back in line. Like hitting people caught on fire. It was crazy. And then it takes a minute for like the stadium to realize what's gone on. Everyone in the stadium is like screaming like help, and they're like, welcome to Bragg, so happy to bring you 4th of July freedom. And I'm like, oh my God. And again, it's called the Stadium of Fire.
Yikes.
Terrifying. Terrifying. It's crazy to me that like people don't put fireworks in the same category as bombs and other explosives when they're like, oh, look at a cute father-daughter moment. They're lighting a firework. And I go, they're igniting a bomb together. Does that change your feeling about how safe this is? Crazy. So what'd you get up to yesterday?
I have a script due next week on Tuesday. So I've just been writing all day.
God bless America.
I know. So I was just writing. I literally was in bed all day writing.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
I had some friends that had a pool party, but it was in Burbank, and I was like, that's a lot to, technically it isn't. It's probably took me on a normal day 20 minutes to get there. But like, I was like, I don't want to be out in the streets with drunk people. And then also I have to write. So that's what I did. I did see something that I would like to share with you on Twitter. It was think of 2 of my favorite things.
Okay.
One of them that you eat. One of them is also your favorite thing.
Pickles?
No.
Chicken.
No. Chicken is not one of my favorite things.
No, right now it's not one of my favorite things either. What else do we love to eat? Hot dogs. It's 4th of July.
One of them is hot dog.
Of course, it's a hot dog.
Another thing is a thing that's one of my favorite things.
Ugh, a current,
but
or
it's not one of your favorite things.
Lavender
but I just sent you the picture, and I just want you to describe to the class what you see.
Okay. What'd you send it on?
Text message.
Okay. You should know I weirdly was craving this the other day. I was. And the reveal. Deviled egg hot dogs. This to me is absolutely disgusting together, but weirdly I was craving deviled eggs the other day, and I was like, but I was like, I can only eat max 2. And I mean, as in like a singular egg, like 2 halves of a deviled egg. And I was like, do I make 1 deviled egg at home?
I've done it before.
You know what
I'll do is I'll boil 1 egg and then do like a deconstructed deviled egg where I just chop it up in a bowl, which is essentially just egg salad. Yeah. But not really, because I'll take the yolk and then mix it, and then just throw the white in there. And then eat it with the things that were in it. So then it's not, you don't feel like you're doing a whole presentation. That's what deviled eggs are. Yeah,
it feels like that scene in Bridesmaids where she makes like the singular cupcake. I was like, that's going to be me making 1 deviled egg. I put it in a piping bag. swirl.
Right. Don't need to do all that.
Wow.
But these people it looks beautiful, I have to say. It is a beautifully made
It's
hot
a nice
dog.
composed photo as well.
Yes, and the deviled egg look like on point, because I feel like that's what they also did. But also that to me looks like more egg salad than a deviled egg, right?
It does. And I think the part of the reason why it might not to other people is I think the mustard is looking a little yolky, but that's definitely mustard in there. So I think that to me, it's a softer yolked egg salad.
Yes. And so I can understand where the person's taste buds were going with this, because I love a deviled egg that has a lot of relish in it. And I also love a hot dog with relish. And I think that's the flavor profile they were going for. But then when you add an egg on top of that, no, thank you.
No. And like, you know, we're not supposed to eat hot dogs all the time. I understand. Those are very processed meats. And eggs to me are not processed in that same sense. But eggs are also kind of like, you look at a hot dog and go, oh my God, how do they do that? I look at an egg and I know where it comes from, but I'm still like, how did this happen? This is crazy. And to me, I don't need two mind-bending foods at once. Like it's a little too out there for me. Like, no. It's too much. But I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
And also that bun is I guess it looks a little toasted, but to me
it does look a little light.
And the dog looks a little boiled to me as well.
Yeah. So if you were gonna here are my notes. 1, and this is my secret for all bun type bread. Put a very light coating of mayonnaise on it, and then put it on your stovetop and brown it a little. It gives it the perfect little crisp to it. It's not, you don't have to like worry about like oil going everywhere. Like, it's perfect. And then this should have been a grilled hot dog that was sliced in half. Well, not sliced, but just like
scored.
A part in the middle.
Yep, exactly. Part your hair.
Put a little part, then grill it on both sides, and then put that on top. I think it would taste better, but I wouldn't. You know what? I probably would try it, but this wouldn't be a go-to. You're going to be full as fuck, and the gas.
No, that's what I was thinking about. And like the smell of the gas is going to be rancid. You know what I think would be good, like better on this, would be potato salad.
Yes, potato salad. If potato
salad
around,
is a sandwich topping.
Yes, if potato salad is around, I'm putting it on a hot dog. I love my different toppings for a hot dog. I love a potato. Somebody once asked, I think it was when we did a Q&A, asked me what my favorite
potato?
My favorite hot dog topping was, but there's too many to name. But in the summertime, my go-to is a nice grilled hot dog with some barbecue sauce and then coleslaw on top.
Oh,
that is so good. But I also, if there's no coleslaw available, I don't want potato salad and barbecue mixed together. That's too much for me. But I will do a hot dog with potato salad, or just a hot dog with barbecue sauce. But I do like a little crunch, so
yeah,
I need some relish on there.
Yeah, or I think for me, the potato salad, I would prefer, it would be a celery heavy potato salad. Like, I would need more of that crunch, because I don't want more big onion pieces, because I can't. That hurts my stomach.
I'm fine with onions.
I am too. As long as you
if it's a red onion, I will specify. I love a red onion.
I need the red onion though. No. What they ice it before, so it gets some of that the tannin. Is it the tannins or whatever? Because that's the same thing with green tea. If I eat it immediately, it just, my body doesn't digest it. It comes right back up. So yeah, if you give me those big crunchy pieces in that way, oof, delish. Wow. And now I'm craving a hot dog.
Me too.
Damn.
Mamrie did instead of a hot girl walk, she did a hot dog walk, where she walked to a hot dog's place, and it was far from wherever I know where she lives, but it was far from where she lives. And so I was thinking about doing that to that hot dog place that we go to.
I was going to say, it's not that far.
It's not even like...
It's a walkable distance.
Yeah.
Walk and back, and you're fine. I like that idea.
Me too.
Oh, that looks fucking good. God damn.
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
Hi, this is Rob Benedict.
And I am Richard Spate. We were both on a little show you might know called Supernatural.
It had a pretty good run, 15 seasons, 327 episodes.
And though we have seen, of course, every episode many times, we figured, hey, now that we're wrapped, let's watch it all again.
And we can't do that alone, so we're inviting the cast and crew that made the show along for the ride. We've got writers, producers, composers, directors, and we'll of course have some actors on as well, including some certain guys that played some certain pretty iconic brothers.
It was kind of a little bit of a left field choice in the best way possible.
The note from Kripke was, he's great, we love him, but we're looking for like a really intelligent Duchovny type.
With 15 seasons to explore, it's going to be the road trip of several lifetimes. So please join us and subscribe to Supernatural then and now.
With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
How are your allergies?
Horrible. Thank you for asking. How are yours?
On Monday, I was like, I am in bed at 9:30. I was asleep by 10 o'clock. 2 o'clock a.m., I wake up with
Drowning?
the worst sinus headache that I've ever had in my life. Like, I've never woken up from a sinus headache. The whole left side of my face was just like throbbing. My ears were throbbing. First, I thought it was like, do I have an ear infection? Put some peroxide in it, cleared it out. And then I was like, no, this is coming from like my nose area. So I'm like massaging. I took an allergy pill. I'm never buying off-brand allergy pills again.
Melissa?
Zyrtec.
I did the same thing.
They do not work.
I finished my last one last night and I said, thank fucking God I'm going back to name brand. Because the way I've been struggling.
Yes. I found some Claritin D in my cabinet. I took that. I had also taken like an Advil and it wasn't making the headache go away. Finally found the Claritin D. Took that, cleared up. I didn't go to sleep till like 4. I had to be up at 6.
Ooh. Oh, I feel for you. I got fed up because it has been so next level bad. Like I literally have a CT scan booked for next Friday because she's convinced that the snot has congealed in my like skull, and that's why it's my pressure is like so bad. So I did like cleaned the whole house. I like dusted everything, and I finally like dusted. The way I looked like I have been working in the hay fields my whole life. Yeah. Mods shows up and he comes home and my eyes are so swollen. They're like just little slits. They're so red and bloodshot. They're just watering. My nose is running. And he was like, why would you do this? And I had the same, I mean, I've had such a bad like sinus pressure headache, but that was the level where I laid down and it felt like it was like, whoo, in my ears and my head. And then I would roll over and it was a delayed response. And I was like, and now it's moving to this side. And I have to wait for it to settle back into my head. And I'm like, okay, so fucking bad. And apparently we have some of the worst like allergens in LA this year. And then also mosquitoes. We have almost like more mosquitoes per capita than like any other city right now.
Because of that shipment. We used to have mosquitoes to like 5-10. It was recent history. There was a shipment of mosquitoes that came in on the
Mayflower. Fuck it.
Yeah, it came in, and then now we have mosquitoes. That's why we have mosquitoes now.
Well, I'm going to blame, anytime I don't know who to blame, Ronald Reagan, fuck you for the mosquitoes. But secondly, also, I guess because we have such, naturally, not just when we had our faux pas, we have such dense clay soil and everything's very hydrophobic. And so we had so much rain that it naturally pooled in places and we got like a decent amount of standing water. And even like the level of like there's certain parts like the clay will soak up the water and then it won't dissipate and then they'll hang out there. Like they don't need actually as much water as people think or like standing water in that way. Because like we've been like trying to look up like how to get rid of mosquitoes, what to do. And you know what the suggestion was, Melissa? They said, have you thought about bringing bats in? And I said, no, because my worry of mosquitoes is, yes, they itch, but they carry diseases. So do bats. Fuck that. But hummingbirds too. So we're just going to try and attract those instead.
That's better. So here's the thing. It was in 2001. There was a shipment of bamboo that came in. And there was mosquitoes all in it. And then by 2011, it had like quadrupled in how many mosquitoes, like they just start fucking and then we have mosquitoes everywhere. And now it's like as the worst as that's been.
Well, that's bad because bamboo is also wildly invasive too. We don't need either of those things.
Yep. But eco-friendly.
Bamboo?
Yeah. Because it grows so fast, you can cut it down and then use it. And then by the time it grows back up, then you just
not residentially. It's on the landscaping subreddits when people piss other people off. They're like, sprinkle some bamboo in their yard. I'm like, that's so cruel, and it's strong too. Like it'll fuck up your foundation. Strong. Like
that's why it's like eco-friendly if you're growing it, but not like in your yard.
Yeah.
I had to. I think this is why that pressure happened was because my bug sprayer came over on Tuesday, and so I was deep cleaning because they have to like once you spray you can't like sweep and mop for a week and a half. And so I have been deep cleaning, so dusty and stuff, but I wore a mask and I had my little goggles on, but it still pissed me off.
I just think that add allergies to the list of things I need us to work on improving. Like I don't need AI, I need better printers, and I need us to figure out allergies. Because like the amount of people who are like, yeah, I just go to the doctor and get an allergy shot every couple months. I go, that's unacceptable for me. Like I think if you're selling this many over-the-counter allergy meds and sprays and all this shit, like they should work.
Yep. Oh, I did try the Vicks thing. I've been wearing Vicks every night because I did see on some subreddits like if you have seasonal allergies, just put Vicks on every night, and that has been helping. But I did wear some while I was working out too. On Tuesday, I did bike exercise, and usually when I'm 10 minutes in, my heart rate is already spiked up into the red. And it didn't spike up until about 25 minutes into the red. And it was mostly in green. And between green and red is orange. And it barely went into orange. So I am now a believer. I've been wearing it every day.
Okay. I'm writing that down.
Yeah. And then I saw that Vicks has a whole line of different nasal things that I will be investing in. One being it's for people that have allergies. Is a daily saline wash that I'm going to also start using.
Those are also apparently good for they recommend it to prevent COVID. It's like doing those ones every day. And then there's another like protective spray or something you put in your nose that's not
Yes.
They recommend a spray, and
saw
then
that.
you put like Aquaphor in your nose to just try and get it stuck and not have it go in. But I bet Vicks would have
they
some
do.
of that stuff.
They have a whole product line that I will be buying. And so this is going to be my next new thing. I've moved off of dehydration fruit.
Thank God.
I will be back because I saw them making they did some watermelon and it looked delicious.
The way you're going to get sick of the texture so fast that you could just go buy some.
Nah.
First.
Nah.
No, she's got a DIY.
When they do the watermelon in stores, they add extra sugar to it. I don't want extra sugar added.
Why would you put sugar on watermelon?
Right.
Put salt on it, if anything.
Add it to fruit to begin with. Fruit already is sweet.
Yeah, or you're cutting it too early.
Yeah.
But watermelon's good with salt, not sugar.
I hate that too.
Oh, well, you know me. Salt
I know.
girl.
You know I don't like to add salt to things.
Yeah, I like to add salt to everything.
So, I will be next week. By the time we talk, I'll let you know where I am on my Vicks journey.
I can't wait to check back in with you on this because it is mutually beneficial, and I know so many people who listen also have allergies, and they will appreciate it as well.
Yeah.
Do you know who Olivia Culpo is?
I think so. Explain more.
See, that's a great question because as soon as I said that, I don't know how I'm going to describe her. She used to date Nick Jonas. She was a Miss Universe, USA, Miss World, Miss, one of those misses. She was Miss.
Universe.
And okay. And she just married Christian McCaffrey, who plays for the 49ers. Does he still play for the 49ers?
Yes.
Yeah. And they just got married, and she did like the wedding dress, like exclusive release in Vogue. And it was like, everyone's like, this is going to be like Sophia Richie's wedding. This is like the wedding of the year. And it was this whole ordeal. And she does the wedding dress reveal. First of all, it's Dolce & Gabbana, who are raging homophobic, fatphobic. They hate women. They're just like nasty, very pro trad wife, which leads into why this feels intentional. They made her this, I can only describe it as what looks like a wool long sleeve leotard with a big poofy skirt.
I'm looking
in
at
Rhode
it.
Island in summer. Like she's wearing long johns
and it's
in
button
summer
back too.
Yeah, and it's I don't think it's tailored very well. And she, I guess, like, and the dress itself, everyone was like, okay, whatever, like very like weird seasonal vibe, like doesn't really fit. It feels much more like that feels like a winter, like in a Catholic church in Europe. Like that feels like winter, not like summer Rhode Island vibes. And so that was it. But then when talking about it, she was like, well, I wanted the dress needed to be as serious as the convent of marriage, and started going into kind of this like trad wife slut shamey sort of thing about this. And like, he likes me, like I like need to be the most modest. And like, I didn't wear any makeup, and everybody's like, you have your brows tinted and laminated, you have a lash lift and your lashes are tinted. And like,
okay, I saw a TikTok video about just the makeup part.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who she was. And I think that's why the name sounded familiar. It had nothing to do with her, because I actually do not know who she is.
Yeah. So she is like doing basically just being like cosplaying as a trad wife for all of this. And then very ironically, her second look is a strapless ass cheek bearing bodysuit with a sheer little hoop skirt frame on top of it. And it's like a little mini, but she's like talking about this, like, they very like modesty conservative, like this is how you prove you're serious about your relationship and your husband. This is how you make a marriage last, whatever. And so this bridal stylist did like a commentary on it and was like, dress is like not really what I would have suggested for a client at this, like for this time or the location, but like she loves it. That's great. She's like, but the issue is like how she's talking about this. Like if you just like the dress, you like the dress, but to kind of like position this as like modesty over everything. And like, this is the convent of marriage. She's like, it's very much giving like fundamentalist trad wife kind of a vibe. And I think that's like a very dangerous thing, especially in something that like is already relatively traditional that people are trying to break out of in the wedding industry. Like this feels icky, especially to go on a platform like Vogue and talk to your young audience about all of this stuff. And both Olivia and her husband comment on this girl's video. They're on their honeymoon. They are currently on their honeymoon. They comment on this saying, "You are evil. This is evil." And everyone's like, "Oh, you're definitely not beating the trad wife fundamentalist accusations with that." Like, so fucking weird. Like, if you loved your outfit and like you did all of that, first of all, you cannot expect no commentary on your look if you were doing a reveal on Vogue. Like, if you're making this all public in the sense that like not just you're sharing it with people, you're getting paid to do this. You're getting a discount on your wedding and or you are being paid by the publication. People are going to offer their opinions. And then to say like, and again, she didn't even say like, I think this dress is ugly or I think she's ugly. She was like, I think this is like very dangerous rhetoric. And I think we should call it what it is so people understand that. And I was like, to respond saying that is evil. Okay. It's wild. And I'm pretty sure like she's like even replying to other people, she's like, I don't have eyelash extensions. And she's like, they're both like replying to all these fucking comments on their honeymoon. So weird.
So that means they're sitting there on their honeymoon, just like looking themselves up.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
like
weird.
people, and they're like, well, you know, just because I want modesty or whatever. And it's like, also, you can have like a modest dress. Like you can wear a long sleeve dress, like Kate Middleton wore what, like you can do that look. You can wear that. It doesn't have to look the way that it looked. And also when you hype it up so much and that's what you deliver. And also she doesn't dress modestly in her everyday life, nor is that like her brand.
A little look and was just looking through her photos and there's nothing modest about anything.
No.
And that's completely fine.
Yeah, but then to shame
like
other
to have
people
my
for
ass
that,
out.
I was like, girl, this is so weird because I'm like, it's like present you shaming future you who's about to have her ass cheeks out.
Right.
So I thought that was like such an odd thing, but it's even weirder that they would comment on it. The Rhode Island looked beautiful. Lots of hydrangeas. I saw that. I was like, damn.
I love to see the positive in this.
Yeah, no, I mean, just because somehow I ended up on Rhode Island TikTok after I saw that one video. And I'm not seeing like more of her or of her wedding, but maybe it's because I paused the video and I zoomed into the hydrangeas in the background and I was like, gorgeous. Now I'm just on Rhode Island is having the best hydrangea season they've had in years. Congratulations, Rhode Island.
Incredible.
They look gorgeous. Gorge. So, yeah, that was a wild one to me. And then the last thing I was going to say is I've watched the first whole season of the first half of the season, but I finally got Mott's to watch, and I have introduced him to his new favorite show, which is Derry Girls. And he is absolutely loving it and has been like, wait, so like, where's your family from? So like, what side is this on? And I was like, okay, we can do the breakdown, babe, and explaining all this. And so now, because, of course, simple boy, this is my ancestry. This is where what great grandparents come from. He's like, do the accent. And I go, I don't have that on lock, but I've been practicing. And now it's his favorite thing to get me to do, specifically Nicola Coughlin's accent has Claire in it. And it is the most out of pocket thing ever. And I now have to get my father to watch this show. But I will say, I would assume his critique would be, the nuns aren't beating them. I don't think this is real. Like, but
True.
it is. Well, it's also the 90s, so it's slightly different. But I am just like, it's so fucking funny, and I'd recommend it to like everyone. It's just so well written, and like Liam Neeson is in like the later seasons, which is like so. It's just they're the pride of Ireland, and like two of the girls in the cast are from Derry, and the writer. This was like very much she talked about like this was like her high school experience, but it's just so fucking funny.
Megan, you can't say all that and then don't do the accent.
I have to remember what she says that was the one that he liked. And it was I only did a good job because we had just watched it. Oh, what was it that she said? Oh, I can't remember. It was something with Da, which I was like, oh, that's, I like didn't, that was like Ma and Da is like that's what that side of the family like called my grandparents. And I was like, oh. I never realized that's why. But
that's cute.
Yeah. And now Mats is like, I love all of these names. And I go, now he's like, you've got Irish family, so therefore we're in the clear to totally name our kids these names. And I was like, sure. The issue is I can't spell names in my first language.
Just put an H in there somewhere. You're good.
There you go. That's what we'll look up any name and then we'll go, what's the Irish version? Stick a silent letter up in there. And that's the same. But I think you'd enjoy it as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would. I'm not even caught up on my soap, so there's no adding anything new in.
But someday, throw it in the one day one.
Do you love Disney? Then you are going to love our hit podcast, Disney Countdown. I'm Megan, the magical millennial.
And I'm the dapper Danielle.
On every episode of our fun and family-friendly show, we count down our top 10 lists of all things Disney. There is nothing we don't cover.
We are famous for rabbit holes, Disney-themed games, and fun facts you didn't know you needed, but you definitely need in your life. So if you're looking for a healthy dose of Disney magic, check out Disney Countdown wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everyone, join me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa DeMonts, for Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong?
Each week, we deliver 4 fun-filled shows.
In Don't Blame Me, we tackle our listeners' dilemmas with hilariously honest advice.
Then we have But Am I Wrong, which is for the listeners that didn't take our advice. Plus, we share our hot takes on current events.
Then tune in to see you next Tuesday for our listener poll results from But Am I Wrong?
And finally, wrap up your week with Fisting Friday, where we catch up and talk all things pop culture.
Listen to Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Merry Christmas, everybody! My name's Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
And we are the hosts of Christmas Countdown Show.
We're so thrilled to be bringing the merriment to you all this holiday season. On Christmas Countdown, we love to count down our top 10 favorite things related to the holiday season. That could be food, movies, music, everything that we all love about this massively merry good time. So wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you click that subscribe button. Eric, are you ready?
I am ready, and we hope that you are too. Merry Christmas, everybody! Let's go!
Keep in mind that this device was not on, but I slammed my finger in my oven.
How?
I was opening it to clean it, and I guess I didn't push it all the way down. And so I was taking, I had like a pot in there, and I was taking it out.
Were you procrastinating writing? Because why were you cleaning the inside of your oven?
No, I was doing this. I was like, actually, like I had a list of things I was cleaning this week. And so
I haven't cleaned the inside of my oven
list
in a long time.
Yeah.
You're better than me.
And so I was taking the pot out, and I guess I didn't put the thing all the way down. So it slams on my finger, and it's just stuck there. And I'm holding the pot in my hand. But my brain is like, I don't know what to do right now because your hand isn't free, but like you're in pain. So then eventually, like after a few seconds, I put it down. I put the pot down, and then I open it up, and I like ran around the house. You know, like when you're like
you have to move,
and you can't stay still, and you got to just like shake it off.
Book
and
it.
I was like running around the house. Finally, it was like, it hurt so much. There was blood coming out of it, but I was like, it's not deep enough, like where I need a stitch.
Yeah.
I just got in the shower. I was just like, if I get in the shower, that'll be a lot of things coming down on me. The sensation from the heat will distract my brain and go to the heat. And then, so then that's what
smart.
I had to do. But there's just like a big gash in my finger right now.
Oh.
And it's, luckily I told you about these great Band-Aids that I told you to get that I don't have an allergic reaction to like the other ones, but they have built-in antibiotic stuff in the little thing. So it's been, I took it off earlier, and it looks like it's like healing okay, but it was just like awful pain.
No, it's so bad because it's like a pinch to the point where it breaks the skin, and that I find, besides being burned, is the most painful. Yeah, but it's like when you have the pressure on top of it.
But it's also a little sharp right there. I was like, is my finger going to come off? I was thinking about those videos of people closing their finger, or not finger, it's carrots in the Cybertruck. That's what I was thinking of.
Reminds me of when I pinched my finger in my stand mixer, and it broke this. It was like so much pressure, sharp, broke the skin, and I was like, too many sensations. Either pinch me or cut me. But if you do both, having a bruise on top and then a cut on top, that's so bad. Oh, that sucks. And that buffering moment where you're like, I've been there pretty much every time I've hurt myself. Yeah. That's like, I'm always in that moment where I go, how do I get myself out of this? Because I've bit off more than I can chew. And now I'm tied up literally.
Yep. Awful.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is it feeling better now or is it still that hot?
Yeah, it's not
throbby?
even sore. I was nervous because I still had writing to do today and I didn't want to move my finger. And then I also had dishes that I was going to wash and I was like, I can't do this now. So there's that. But yeah, it doesn't hurt. But like, I don't want to wash the dishes because then it fall off.
Yeah.
The Band-Aid fall off. And I don't like the sensation of gloves on my hand when there's water.
Too sweaty too.
I have too many things that bother me.
And you're talking to a girl who also cannot stand that. I don't try. And like, I know people are like, oh, wearing gloves to clean your dishes is the cleanest way. To me, no. That's gross.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. I'm very particular.
Hands, right. Like, you can clean your hands very good. And you walk around with your hands all day.
Those gloves, where do they sit?
I trust my hands more than I trust gloves.
Those gloves are under a cupboard, musty, next to random cleaning supplies, and you don't know what? Yuck. Yuck. And you can't feel it. You can't feel. You have to see it clean and feel it clean. It should be clean on all your senses.
Right.
Ooh, I'm sorry. That sucks.
Thank you.
Ouch.
For your sympathy.
You're taking me back to when I got that cherry pie on my hand.
Oof. Yep.
And it was the same thing where I'm like, I don't know how to put this down. I'm just holding this. But yeah, it hurts for the first couple of days. And then it's kind of like a mouth wound or a tongue wound or something where the first like 2 days is unbearable. And then suddenly it's like, oh, it doesn't look good, but it doesn't feel nearly as bad.
Right.
Oh, ouch. Did you have another thing you were saying?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I want to give a shout out to Seagate Technologies that do hard drives. I had a hard drive die. And I just bought it in September of last year. And so I contacted them and they gave me step-by-step instructions on how to send it back, which they sent me the label for. So I sent it back. They were able to retrieve everything off of it. They uploaded everything to the cloud, but also put it on another brand new hard drive that they sent to me and then gave me a replacement hard drive on top of that. Impeccable customer service. Impeccable.
Wow. And here I was about to say, when I see Seagate, when I'm buying a new hard drive, I say, not ever again, you motherfuckers. And I've had every Seagate drive I've had has failed me like so miserably. And I had like a big one that failed me. But of course, I also opened it up to try and see if I could fix it. And I didn't contact them. And I guess maybe if I had done that, my bake miss, the first 6 videos that I filmed would have been fine. So that's actually on me.
And this all happened within a week. Like they did all this in a week.
Is that wasn't the new drive?
No, that wasn't the new one that we just got. But all the hard drives that I use, even like my G drives, my Lacy drives, they're all like under the Seagate. A lot of hard drives are part of Seagate, and you don't even know.
I know.
So like they've all been great. It was just this one drive. When I would plug it in, it would like read it for a second, and then it would go away.
Wow. Okay, maybe I'm going to open it up because I have been so limited in the drives that I can buy because I was burned by Seagate in 2014, and ever since then I couldn't do it.
I think you were using a hard drive that I remember I told you like when you're doing those big videos you should be using the rated ones that have a 2 one because they're not, the smaller ones aren't powerful enough to do big videos.
Yeah, but that was my second or third Seagate fail. My first one was one of the smaller ones. But hey, Seagate, I'm sorry for holding this grudge against you.
Yeah.
Good customer service. That's impressive.
Great customer service. They were like, it'll be 30 days. I had everything back in a week.
Damn. Go Seagate. Yeah. This video is not a video. This podcast is unfortunately not sponsored by Seagate, but Seagate, not SeatGeek. We are open, but actually we're open to both.
Yeah.
If you've once sponsored David Dobrik or Cody Ko and you're looking to repent from your sins, Our doors and emails and pockets are wide open.
Wide open. Speaking of pockets and endorsements and I don't know, just us as a podcast entity, big things coming.
Big things are coming, everybody.
We're really excited.
Unfortunately, every big thing says 3 to 5 business days. Mm-hmm. But soon, all of the 3 to 5 business days will have passed for every individual thing.
Yes.
And then things are happening. Well, we hope you all enjoyed this episode of See You Next Tuesday. And we'll see you next Tuesday.
I was like, what words are you looking for?
I was trying to come up with something. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Welcome to the small town of Chinook, where faith runs deep and secrets run deeper. In this new thriller, religion and crime collide when a gruesome murder rocks the isolated Montana community. Everyone is quick to point their fingers at a drug-addicted teenager, but local deputy Ruth Vogel isn't convinced. She suspects connections to a powerful religious group. Enter federal agent V.B. Lauro, who has been investigating a local church for possible criminal activity. The pair form an unlikely partnership to catch the killer, unearthing secrets that leave Ruth torn between her duty to the law, her religious convictions, and her very own family. But something more sinister than murder is afoot, and someone is watching Ruth. Chinook, starring Kelly Marie Tran and Sanaa Lathan. Listen to Chinook wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a founder of the Go Kid Go network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. Look for The Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Bitches on Comics is a bi-monthly interview podcast where we talk to the coolest LGBTQ+ folks and women in comics and pop culture.
Our unique perspectives and welcoming nature have earned us the honor of being named a Best Comic Book Podcast by Book Riot, Screen Rant, The Mary Sue, Comic Book Herald, and Comic Book Couples Counseling.
Bitches on Comics is hosted by moi, Monica Estrella Negra, filmmaker, writer, and co-founder of Audrey's Revenge Film.
And me, S.E. Fleenor, comic and pop culture nerd and culture critic with writing in The Independent, Vice, Electric Literature, Star Trek, and so much more.
We're also both voting members of Gallica, the Society of LGBTQ+ Entertainment Critics.
Join Bitches on Comics for in-depth, hilarious, and heartfelt conversations with the likes of Stephanie Williams, Leah Anderson, and the late, great Rachel Pollack.
Listen to Bitches on Comics on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Or tune in at bitchesoncomics.com. New episodes every other Wednesday.